Welcome to Real Estate in Real Time. I'm your host, Woody Zimmerman, here with Mark Skibowski of RE/MAX Lakes, and welcome to the show.
Here we are.
Yes, here we are, and we are, 4, 5, 6 weeks into COVID.
Who knows? What day is it?
Just kind of stop counting, right?
I need a haircut. Not that there's much to cut, but
I'll tell you
I
what,
need a haircut.
My wife has cut mine twice, and so not too bad, considering that she's a dental hygienist and has never cut hair before. So I'm pretty impressed.
She's starting a new industry.
Yes, yeah.
She'll break into something new.
Yeah,
if that dental technician
right.
doesn't work out,
she
got a fallback
Yes,
plan.
exactly. So what we, something that we were just talking about off the air is that a lot of places are doing business differently. They have to adapt.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have.
Yeah, we sure have.
The jocks are broadcasting from home.
From home, yes.
To do that, I drove through the drive-through window at the Warsaw McDonald's.
Yeah.
They've added a second drive-through window.
Really?
When you drive by, you see the lines because
Yeah.
it's right, drive-through or carry-out only.
Yeah.
So it's backing the crowds up. So they've adapted and adjusted.
Yeah.
So from radio stations to restaurants to real estate. Car dealerships, everybody's doing things differently.
I have done more Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
I will do like 3 or 4 Zoom meetings a day, and also I use Google Hangouts here mainly for people around here, but a lot of people are doing Zoom outside of the radio station. So I'm doing Zoom, Google Hangout. It's just like I can't. I wish I had stock in Zoom because they're. They've really
jumped.
They've taken
It
off.
jumped.
But
they had some security issues to begin with.
yes, true.
So you haven't been broke into with any odd things in any of the meetings.
I don't know. What are they going to see? What are they going to? I don't know.
I know. I did see an article about a reporter who was on Good Morning America.
Yeah.
Who you didn't realize the camera shot was as big as it was, and he was in shorts. So he had a suit and tie on, but he was in shorts,
Nice.
just kicking it.
Yeah.
We've all had to adapt and adjust, right? So real estate wise, we're doing virtual showings.
Okay.
So there's a lot of different software out there for us to do showings that way. I have gone and walked through houses. The bad thing is it's just pretty unstable. If you want to get seasick, have somebody do a virtual walkthrough for you, know. But we just try to, we're adapting. People are still looking. There's activity in the marketplace. So buyers are still interested. Homes are still coming on the market. We're figuring it out as we go.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Yeah. So virtual showings. Let's see what else. When you talk to clients, normally it would be like face to face right from the get go. But you're probably doing a lot more work over the phone.
We're doing a lot of work over the phone. FaceTime is great.
Yeah.
I guess if somebody really wants to see you, whether it's Zoom, you can have a Zoom account and set up a Zoom meeting. But FaceTime, those with iPhones, you can go and FaceTime with people. A lot of the providers, so like I have Verizon and I've got a dinosaur plan, but the rate is so good, I'm never changing it to unlimited because I never exceed that.
I had one of those.
Well, they're throwing additional data out there for us, for the month of April and for the month of May. I've received, if I receive another email about companies and how they're adapting and adjusting to COVID, I don't know. I get them every day.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, 5, 6, 7 times a day. Yeah.
Companies we probably don't even think about, but now Verizon, obviously, I use my phone a lot, so it's like, hey, I'm getting additional data. Doing a virtual walkthrough rather than recording it and uploading it or things like that. It's easier for me to conduct business, so we appreciate that.
Yeah.
A lot of the providers for us, like Realtor.com, we buy leads.
Yeah.
Or buy services from Realtor.com. We buy from Zillow.
Yeah.
DocuSign, the transaction room, they're offering some reductions. Some insurance companies are offering, rebates or reductions going forward on car insurance plans because they realize people aren't driving as much. So I think, everybody's adapting. Every industry in one way, shape, or form. I can't think of one that is operating the same that it was before we had the mandatory shutdown.
Right. And then on the DocuSign, are actual closings being happening like remotely, or are they still coming together for the final closing?
So they are coming together. Every title company is doing it a little bit differently. There's North American Title is using iPads. The closer never really talks to or sees the people except electronically.
Okay.
They leave a stack of documents on the desk. There's an iPad there showing that the people are signing. The closer's in another room. The only time they really come out there is to hand their ID over. Metropolitan here, they're doing basically the same thing. 2 separate rooms. You used to get together with the buyer and seller.
Right, sure.
Separate rooms. They're definitely requesting that fewer people come, to closings. Don't bring the kids, don't bring mom, dad, even though it's celebratory, don't bring them, just the people that are essential to the closing. Fidelity Title is basically the same thing. Buyer in one room, seller in the other. They wipe the rooms down before every, as soon as the closing's over, so that it's clean for the next one. They're handing pens out. They don't reuse pens. There's minimal, face-to-face contact. So all the title companies have adjusted. There are some that are doing what are called curbside closings, which are kind of crazy. All the documents are signed electronically.
Yeah.
They'll notarize a few of them and then bring them out to the car. So you sit in the car and they bring it to you.
Wow.
So every industry, each of the title companies is adapted differently.
Everybody is adapting, but when you get right down to it, sellers are selling, buyers are buying, because we still have to conduct business,
Absolutely.
and so there's still good reasons to buy and good reasons to sell, and we're going to get to those when we come back here. You're listening to Real Estate in Real Time. Welcome back. You're listening to Real Estate in Real Time, and I'm your host, Woody Zimmerman, here with Mark Skibowski of RE/MAX Lakes, and we've just been talking about how everybody has adapted. I mean, everybody in the industry, every business out there has adapted in some way because of COVID-19.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we deal with government offices, so the courthouse, recording documents, those things, that is still taking place. They did adapt and adjust. Initially, they were going to have minimal staff, 1 or 2 people in there, but they realized we're still conducting business, we're still closing, there's building permits being issued, all of these things, so they've adapted at the courthouse as well. So it's governmental, to the smallest business, we've all adjusted and adapted. But, the bottom line is, if you're thinking about buying or selling, there are some changes that have taken place, but on the buy side, you still, what's my favorite? You need to explore your why. Why am I buying? Why? Is this the right time for you to do that? Don't even think about the COVID thing. I shouldn't say that, but you got to throw that out of your mind. If you really need to buy a house, there are ways for you to do that. And as I said, when this whole thing started, people that wanted to buy can still buy. People that wanted to sell can still sell. If you're just thinking about it, well, maybe, it's probably not the time to be out there. Don't expose yourself. Don't expose the sellers, to that. We've had people call, hey, we're not working, we're not doing anything, we'd like to go look at houses.
No.
Are you thinking about buying? No, not really.
No.
I just want to go look at houses.
Essential.
It's probably not the right thing to do.
Right.
Now at any time, that really shouldn't, but it happens all the time. We get it.
Yeah.
But, now is not the time to put folks at risk doing that. So, on the buy side, if you're thinking about it, there's a couple of points you need to put into play. Are you financially ready? Are you financially ready? Do you have the reserves? Do you know what you need to do in order to buy? Do you need a down payment? Do you know what type of financing you're going to do? And even, I guess, before that, the financial part, that's what I always jump to, but why am I looking to buy? Is there a family change? Is there a job change? Am I downsizing? Am I upsizing? We've got an addition. We need a bigger house.
Yeah.
All of those things go into your why. Why am I looking to purchase? Is Warsaw where I want to be? Would I prefer to be in Syracuse? Would I prefer to be in Webster, Pierceton, Claypool, Silver Lake? Did I get the whole county? Yeah, we're trying to get that. Etna Green, Atwood, did we, go around? Am I close enough to work? Because that for a lot of us is a big decision.
Right.
Work, location. Am I close to schools? Easy access to work? Are stores around me that I'm going to use? Maybe I want to be out in the country and in the middle of, I don't want to have any neighbors, So, okay, I want to be out in the country and no neighbors. Can I financially afford to do what I'm trying to do?
Right.
You know, I want a 20-acre parcel. Well, you're not going to get a 20-acre parcel for $10,000. Just, it's not going to happen. Not that people would assume that.
Right.
But we did have a call this week. It was pretty funny. A lady came in. She had very specific requirements. She wanted at least 5 acres, and she wanted to be on a lake, a ski lake, and she didn't want to spend over $130,000.
Oh, really? Yeah, because those are everywhere.
They are everywhere. They are everywhere. You know, bottom line, on a lake, it's unlikely you're going to get acreage.
Yeah, right.
You know, and it's unlikely you're going to find something like that for $130,000 that's livable.
Yeah.
That's livable on a ski lake.
Yeah.
But, you know, so education, that's part of what we do, right? As people come in.
True.
So have you explored your why? You know, a lot of times we get the, well, I'm paying a $1,200 a month rent. I should be able to afford $1,200 a month car payment. Not necessarily the same thing. Banks look at things a little bit differently than what a landlord would do. So financially, have you got reserves set up? What do I mean by reserves? After closing, there are things that are going to break with the house. So if you're tapped out, if you've spent every dime you have to get into buying a home, and the first thing breaks, you're at risk, right? It's not, and it happens, but the lender's role in this whole thing, beyond loaning you the money, is to try to make sure that you're financially capable of paying that loan back.
Right.
So, you know, have you got those reserves available? Up front, you're going to have some costs. You're going to pay for inspections out of pocket.
Right.
You're going to pay for the appraisal. Now, we can negotiate that some seller pays some concessions for you, but those follow up at closing. So if you negotiate seller's going to pay $3,000 worth of your closing costs, prepaids, and or inspections, you're going to front that money, and you're going to get a rebate or a credit at closing for those funds.
Okay.
A lot of people misunderstand that. They think seller's paying all my costs. I don't have to pay anything out of pocket. That's not true. There will be some upfront money, earnest money, appraisal, inspections. We'll go into detail on those at another show, but there's a lot of cost associated with buying a home. We can ask the seller to pay some of those for us, but again, it's going to be a credit to us at closing. We're not going to receive it today.
Okay, all right. You know, that makes a lot of sense. So, so these are things that you want to talk to your real estate agent about. These are things you want to talk to your banker.
Yeah, absolutely. And before you go out there and you make that, hey, we're going to go out and look at houses, what's your why, and are we ready? And these are some background steps you can do to make that process smoother for you, to where you don't go out and look at a Caddy and you can only afford a Chevrolet.
Yeah, right.
Because once you've looked at that Cadillac,
then
the
right.
Chevy is not. I'm not knocking Chevy. My entire family worked at
No.
Yeah, right.
Right, yeah.
I'm not knocking those lines, but the fact is they're different. Luxury vehicle versus a standard vehicle.
But if you find a 5 acre home on a lake, on a ski lake, please let me know
I
first.
for $130K.
Yeah, for
gotcha.
$130K.
I
Yeah,
gotcha.
please let me know. All right, very good. Okay, you've been listening to Real Estate in Real Time. Have yourself a wonderful weekend.